On September 15th, 2024, two people who were incarcerated at the Red Onion State Prison, which is a supermax facility in Virginia, set themselves on fire in response to racism and physical abuse that they're experiencing. Then, in the same 2-week span that followed, a dozen other men at this facility also self-immolated. And despite the horror of this and the 14 people setting themselves on fire in response to conditions at a prison, this didn't make the news. I only found out about this because of a website called Prison Radio. And a man named Kevin Rashid Johnson, who's a writer and an activist who's also incarcerated at Red Onion State Prison. He reports that people who set themselves on fire were doing it in a desperate attempt to be transferred to another facility. And he also says explicitly that, and I'm going to quote him, "These were not acts of protest. These are human beings driven to extreme lengths simply hoping for relief from their torment."
Hi, I'm David Simpson, co-director and co-founder of the Remedy Project. Back in 2009, I was falsely incarcerated for a period of 10 years in the Federal Bureau of Prisons, to which I learned a very valuable skill, and that is doing administrative remedies. I did administrative remedies on behalf of myself and other incarcerated people within the prison system. And I got really good at it. I got so good at it that I was able to exhaust and or get these remedies or these filings through the entire extent of the process that they were supposed to get all the way to the top. And that skill or that ability made me one of the best and rarest prison paralegals or lawyers at the time.
The administrative remedy process, also known as the grievance process, is the only official avenue for people incarcerated in the United States to raise and issue or seek relief for their conditions. Despite its critical importance, this process is underused, misunderstood, and it is often suppressed through misdirection, intimidation, and retaliation by staff. In addition, there are no outside organizations dedicated to helping people use this process or holding prison staff accountable for incarcerated people's complaints. Administrative remedies are the foundation of the Remedy Project's work. Formerly incarcerated experts in the administrative remedy process train students to correspond with incarcerated members and write remedies on their behalf. Administrative remedies legitimize and humanize the struggles that incarcerated individuals face, and combined with campaigns and base building, increase the pressure on prisons to change their culture of corruption and abuse. Every day, the Remedy Project receives dozens of messages from incarcerated members and their loved ones recounting stories of neglect, dehumanization, terrorization, denial of proper medical care, and mistreatment by prison administrators and guards in blatant disregard for law, policy, civil rights, and basic human decency. Unchecked, the discretion of prison staff has become one of the most powerful instruments within the criminal legal system in perpetuating cycles of harm, violence, destitution, and despair. The Remedy Project and its members are leaders in transforming how incarcerated people access justice, and their work shows why administrative remedies are vital to prison accountability. They expose violations, document abuse, and challenge impunity, and by helping people inside navigate this system, the Remedy Project reveals the extent of harm and the structures that enable it. Because for them, it's not about recognition. It's about remedying a lack of response.